Good morning, everyone. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning, dynamite service with explosive results. So we are on location at a home. We were doing another home in the neighborhood about a week ago, and this homeowner happened to be coming home from work and said that they had gotten a letter from the HOA that their driveway needed to be cleaned and their roof as well. So at this particular time, she doesn't want to do the entire roof, and I can understand. Sometimes you get into situations where you're just not prepared to, take on the financial responsibility. And so we will schedule to have that done at a later date. But we are going to do a partial roof, and that's because it was an area of concern to the homeowners association and the property management company. So we're going to take care of the front of the garage of the roof there, and you can kind of see the black that's up along there, right in the front there, right along here. You got a lot of mildew right there. So the roof, actually the entire roof needs to be cleaned, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in just a second. But I want to point out to you guys one more time that when trying to determine property line, often in the curbing here, you're going to see an etch, and that's going to give you an idea. This property line will go straight back there, straight along there. So that's going to be her property line. So when you're cleaning curbing, where do I stop? Where do I start? How far do I go? And your responsibility is from property line to property line. So that would be the property line here. And so we will go all the way through here. Now, if I walk down here, you can see it's not zero lot line, but they're relatively close together. Where do I go? Do I go past this box here? Do I go, well, I just look down and I simply find this mark here, and I can tell from that mark straight back is her property line, you see? So it's really easy to sort of figure out. So your responsibility is to clean from this area here all the way to that other area right there. That'll look nice. You can see the mildew that's on the driveway, that's present on the driveway. We also have mold, and you can see that in the greenery here. You can see a bad job that was done at one time, if you guys can see the striping in through there. So you can see it's going back and forth. So someone used a fan tip. So we're going back and forth, and we're going up and down. So, someone tried to do this driveway themselves, or hired a, startup company that doesn't know what they're doing yet. So you can see that. Now on this small walkway that leads to the front foyer, you can see a good bit of rust iron and sulfur from the water. So from the irrigation system, that leaches onto here and creates that rust iron and sulfur look right there. So the very first thing you want to do is clean, and then you're going to do your acid treatment. You can use F9 bark. You can see how dark that is right there. So we'll take a nice little picture of that just so we have that. You can use F9 bark, you can use oxalic acid, whatever your choice is. It is a 3-step method. It's not something that you're just going to spray on and hope that it goes away. You have to dry and reactivate the salts. You have to work with a dry surface. So there's a process to it. If you guys are out there and you're just trying to spray oxalic acid on something or spray F9 bark on something, I highly recommend you watch Craig Harrison's video on how to remove rust iron and sulfur with his bark product. That's BARC. And battery, that's product was originally designed for battery acid, but it works great on rust iron and sulfur and everything else. It is quite expensive, but it is very, very effective. So that's entirely up to you. I do use a lot of oxalic acid, just depends on the job. So when I look at this roof, I can obviously see the mildew that's up along there, but there's a good bit of it all over the entire roof, going over here and all that. So we're gonna wanna make sure that we do a roof wash sometime here in the near future. Everyone have a great day. Someone pointed out earlier, hey, do you show your technique? And the reason I don't is because I don't have a whole lot of time. I'll be doing 2 jobs today. They're both very small jobs. This is a small job. The next job I'm going to is a small job, but I don't really have a lot of time to set up a tripod and do time lapse. I'm really not a video editor. I'm just doing this freely to give back to the community. And occasionally when my wife has an opportunity, she'll come by and film me actually working up on a roof, soft washing, or maybe doing some paint removal. So there are videos under TNT Pressure Cleaning where you can see me actually actually in action. But basically, I just sort of do this so that I can show you guys, you know, what the organic matter looks like, how I'm getting set up, what I'm using, so on and so forth. And I do want to give a big shout out to XJet, because they provided me with not only a t-shirt and stickers, but they also provided this really awesome number 13 that goes along with the 4 gallon a minute machine. And these fans will go bad after a while. So after a while, you'll start to see, you know, maybe if you had a 50 degree, now it's a 40 degree. So every once in a while, you have to replace this. It just comes apart right here, and this is still good. But they were kind enough to send me the entire piece itself, and I just think that XJet is a wonderful company. I do have a soft washing system, this little puny thing up here, and you know, it's a workhorse. It just keeps, I can't kill that pump. You know, that's a 4 gallon a minute bleach pump, and it just works. So, you know, and I don't do a whole lot of roof washes, maybe 3 or 4 a month. And so that is sufficient for me right now, but we will be upgrading to a much more significant system in the near future. But anyway, I am a huge advocate of the XJet, because you can apply your solution, you can clean with this, you can rinse with this, you can water plants with this, you can do basically everything. This won't rip screens, buckle foundations. It's got enough strength to hit, you know, a good distance. I mean, you can shoot 35, 40 feet in the wind. And so this is a great, you know, in lieu of a gas-powered system or a 12-volt system. And you can see all the hoses I use. I've got a 30-foot piece of poly braid back here. I'll show you, I'll zoom in on that. And you can see attached to that right here is a drop stick. That goes about 3.5 feet. And that is a drop stick. So that's 30 feet that I can drop into a bucket. I've got this other bucket up here that I have a 12-foot piece in there with an on-off valve, and then I have my 100-foot section here. So you can really get around a house with this. Today I'll just be shooting out of this bucket here, and I'll be using a little bit of my Green Goddess that I blend myself. I'll be using a degreaser that I use that's over here. And basically just throwing a drop stick in there and going to work, you know, as opposed to breaking this bad boy out, because I really don't need 100 feet. 30 feet is going to be plenty. That'll get me that entire driveway, and the bucket is easy to lift up. So, and there's not a lot of wind, so I don't have to worry about pieces of leaves and things falling into my mix and then getting caught in here. If I do, then I've got a top up there that I can put on. So hope everyone's having a great day. Keep cleaning out there. Sorry I can't show you the technique. A lot of these things have taken me years to develop, and you'll get comfortable, and you know, do your research, you know, look at the F9 cookbook, watch videos, and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to make a video where I can show you a particular stain, whether it's, you know, emulsifying, neutralizing, and degreasing an oil stain, or removing rust iron and sulfur. I did do a video just recently on efflorescence on a brick restoration, and I showed how I applied it with a pump up sprayer, and you could watch that efflorescence just disappear. I also did a hard water staining with muriatic acid. You know, so you know, just keep studying out there. You'll be okay. You know, and if you can work on your friends and family's house before you start out into making money, or maybe even get a job with a reputable company, and learn some of the techniques out there, and just keep studying, go to vendor showcases, conventions, and you'll get it. And you won't screw things up too terribly bad. Have a great day, everyone. Keep cleaning. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning. Dynamite service with explosive results.